Right now I'm doing finishing touches on the car. Like stuff like hood pins. I've been working on it all week and haven't really recorded much because it's been late at night after work working on regular customer cars. Just kind of not in the mood to record and stuff like that. But right now I'm doing hood pins. I just had to do some trimming, get the radiator cap to fit. Getting it ready for the tuner to probably Monday or Tuesday. I guess a good time now is to show what I've done. Differential out because it had an LSD in it, and as you see, it's not real tight anymore. So we're gonna just throw a welded diff in it. Let's see what else. It had a MagnaFlow like truck exhaust on it, like a muffler. Like the tips were all the way at the back here. So basically, what I done was I just cut the muffler off. The muffler was like right around here. Actually, I'll show you the muffler. That big long thing, which was super quiet, which I did not like. Like, it did not sound like a race car or anything. So basically cut that off, just took the tips and welded it right back in. As far as fuel system, it had aluminum line run. I think I've explained this once before, but it had aluminum line run like this all the way forward, but it was up here, right near the header, right up in here, it was damaged. So someone took a piece of hose and put in between, and put heat wrap all around it. And when I was messing with the line, it fell off. The clamps wasn't tight, like it was a fire hazard waiting to happen. So I told him I'm not doing that aluminum line. So I made him upgrade to the Dash 8, and I hung it on the frame here. And his filter, that he was sponsored by Grand Fuels with his other car, and he had a filter laying around and it didn't have a hanger, so I cut 2 slots in the floor and just run a clamp through, and it's solid. And then on up through there, there's a bulkhead. I can't see it, but there's a bulkhead in the trunk that I made it work. See, it's got a CX Racing swap kit. Come with the pipes, headers, mounts, all that. It's got a T56 in it. Got a mini starter that was hitting the header, so I took and bashed the header in and made it clear because it wasn't right. Got AN power steering lines. The CX pan, like, I hate using red and blue fittings, but it's all the parts store had. He wanted to run a Dash 10 off to the oil relocator and then to the cooler, and the pan's only made for 8, so Dash 10 wouldn't fit in the pan. So we had to do these adapters, these male-to-male adapters from 8 to 10, and that's the only way I could really run the lines. And as you see, that's my power wire. I drilled the pan and tapped it and put rubber isolators on it. Run up to the starter. Let's see. Whenever anytime I'm doing anything with like lines or stuff that could be a potential fire hazard, like, it makes me nervous. So I got Harbor Freight nut cert set that I'll insert a picture of something else I did, but I put the nut cert in, got bolts, and then I got these rubber hangers. That way it's oil line, that way it's solid. The only one I have it put up was the power steering. It's so stiff, there's no way it can come over and touch the header. But that's my power steering return, my oil feed. And then over here, this is my oil return back from the oil cooler. It just sits on top of the pan, it's solid. Let me see. So pretty much, this is my feed to my oil filter relocator. Oh, excuse me, no. This right here is my feed. This feeds my oil cooler right there. And then this goes to the oil cooler. And then that one returns. guys at Clockwork did a pretty good job on this tube front. Made all these brackets. Need some paint on it because it's rusting all week. Just been like rainy and the floor has been just soaking wet. It's the first day we've had it where it's somewhat dry. But that's the tow hook coming out the front bumper. Nice wise fab setup. Rimbos. On these front struts, this bottom pedestal got tore up. So we had a guy custom make these bottom pedestals, and they were made a little wide. As you can see, that side's flush, but there's a gap on this side, so we had to put washers and whatnot in there. Only reason they're on there now is because we had to take the car to Clockworks to get the tube front done, and we had to have it be able to roll around. The fan set up on it. I still got to put a relay for the fan. I'm gonna have a computer actually run the fan. I caught hell trying to get this bottom hose so short, and this hose material does not like to bend, so it's kind of got a kink in it that I do not like. And then after all that was said and done, that brand new fitting up there looks like it's got a leak. It definitely got a leak. And I actually messed up on the water pump, but I didn't mess up. This here was here, but the way I know the system works is this here pushes antifreeze to the heater core, which it doesn't have, but they had the expansion tape hooked to that one. So what I'd done was I went with this is 5/8 here, and this is 3/4. So the jug, I went and got a 3/4, it's a 1/2 inch male to 3/4 hose, barb fitting. I run it here because this is a suction side, like a return. So what I done here was, there was another pipe that was sticking out. I was trying to get it out and I accidentally broke the water pump. As you see, I had to cut it, square it up, and then I just tapped it, and there's still plenty of meat in there. So I just put the coolant temp sensor there, and it kind of fixed my problem. Because he's got a -16 fitting welded to the top of the water pump, and we wouldn't have had enough time to get another one, get a new water pump, and get it all done. So it actually worked out pretty good this way. Because the way it comes here, the way I thought was, if coolant is just hanging out here and not able to return, then there's going to be like a hot spot here. But the way it comes out the top hose, but there's a little passageway that feeds this, the pressure right, pushes it, and right in here there's a wall with a thermostat that seals. There's like little holes in it that when water's being pushed through here, it's returning back into the, I guess, the cold side, the return. That way it's constantly got water. Whatever the water is in the block coming out before it's cooled comes past the sensor, so we see basically what the temperature is coming out of the motor before it's cooled down. But I let it run last night with no fan, and it never got over 170. I'm sure it would if I'd have let it run longer, but we let it run for like a good 10-15 minutes, and it seems to be doing pretty good. But yeah, I thought I had a mistake. I was like, damn, we're screwed. Like, we're not gonna be able to make it to Alabama because we're going to midpond the 21st, which is next Sunday. We're gonna leave out Saturday afternoon. I'm gonna try to record as much as I can and see what we can do there. But let me let it down and we'll see what we got. Like when I was doing all the wiring, it was so hard to get in the car. I'm a big guy, and it's hard to get in that car, that roll cage, and work around. I tried working my camera in there, and it wasn't happening. So instead of trying to record, I went ahead and finished the wiring up that night. I recorded, I think Tuesday, I think I finished it. But I done that, and I kind of didn't have much motivation to do recording because it was just, wiring is something I love doing, but when you're working in a floorboard that's very unlevel, see my pads in there, like this one right here. It's out of like a 3rd row expedition seat. It's very comfortable. I was laying on that for almost 2 hours. But the wiring's pretty much simple now. There's not a whole lot going on with it. We got a few more stranglers I need to hang up. But yeah, it went pretty well. Got it done. not sure if I recorded this yet or not, but we have a factory ECU. The guy that tuned it last time, LSX Performance and Indian Trail, he tried to tune it before. It's a 2000 Trans Am ECU 6-speed. It was tuned by somebody before, and we don't have the stock tune. Like the files were like, I'm not sure. For some reason he wanted another computer because he didn't have the stock file to revert back to, and he couldn't really get one. I guess the operating system, he could never find one that would match to convert it back to stock where we have a good starting point. So we ordered this computer, already flash 6-speed Trans Am 2000. Bone stock. It was like $98 shipped, no core charge. Like, it's not a bad deal, really. Let's see how much exactly it was. Let me see. $89. We got that now, and then the eBay injectors that are in it now, well, we shouldn't roll with those because we don't have no data for them, and they're just we don't even know what they are really. They would come with the Holly intake we got, but our tuner, he's used these a lot. That's what's in his other drift car, and they work pretty damn good. Moving on. So basically, I still have to put this piece on. I started recording some of that, and it was like 12 o'clock at night, and I got really tired. His old switch panel that used to be over here in the center beside the e-brake, the hydro, and I took and cut it up and made brackets to hold that because it's pretty thick stainless. Pretty much kills, that's the power to the computer. Like, there's one switch and one push button. Like his other cars has like 10 relays, all kind of crap that to me it doesn't need. Like on this car, I got the factory computer working the fuel pump relay. There's one relay back there for it. So basically I'm gonna have computer running the relay. You turn this switch on, you have like 2 or 3 seconds of prime. And I'm gonna have the computer run the fan relay, and I might end up putting I guess like a bypass to where when I flip a switch you can make the fans come on, which it's not really gonna need it. Factory computer can control fans pretty well. The dipstick is right here. I got it mounted down from the pan. It comes up and bolts to that. Pretty good. Had these Canton, I guess, overflow jug, the Canton expansion tank, which seem to be working very well. So basically we're feeds it here, comes through here. Pretty much we have a cap on here that's gutted to where this line here is always feeding the tank, and then that one's sucking water. See the way the guy at Clockworks done this jug here, it's watered over because he had it plumbed to this fitting, so it's over more, and it's kind of got, not really a kink, but it'll work. Let's see what else we have. The oil filter is easy enough to change. But the only thing I really have left is I had to put a clamp here. Got a wire at the fan relay, and just throttle cable. Just very little stuff. Little stuff that holds you back, really, I guess. But it's coming along pretty well. I'm gonna fix the map sensor because this doesn't really sit in there very well. Got some more trimming to do on the hood. I'm getting ready to do the hood pins. As you see, I got my dots marked where the hood pins are going to sit. But she should be ready for Alabama in a few weeks. Well, next week. Trying. Let's see if it'll fire up. There's a little light over there in the glove box that shows you got computer power. So you can see the fuel pump runs by the factory computer.